Greetings viewers, EricTheCarGuy here, back again with another cabin air filter replacement video for you. Behind me, a 2008 Nissan Altima. The information contained in this video will apply to additional models, so please check the description for a complete listing of those. Now, this is going to be kind of a tricky one today, and it's going to require a few tools, namely a Phillips head screwdriver and a pair of needle nose pliers, and possibly a pocket screwdriver to pry some things loose, the little plastic pieces to gain access to things. Let's get started. Now, to gain access to the cabin filter on this vehicle, you're going to have to remove the glove box as an assembly. So there are a few screws and things to remove, and as I mentioned, a pocket screwdriver is pretty helpful at removing some of these exterior plastic components. In fact, you're going to have to start with this one here on the side of the glove box. To be honest, trim tools would be best for this. They're plastic pry tools for removing pieces of plastic just like this. I'm going to use my pocket screwdriver and slip it right in this area here just to pop this cover loose. Now, since we will be removing the glove box as an assembly, it's a good idea to remove all the materials from the glove box before you get started on this job. Underneath the glove box, there should be 3 screws. But as you can see, the ones on this vehicle, there are a couple there's one that's missing. So you'll need to remove these 3 screws that are underneath the glove box before you open it. Then once you open the glove box, you will see 3 additional screws, or should see 3 additional screws here. As you can see, once again, there's more that are missing. Then there's 2 more in the back there that also need to be removed. So there's a total of 5 up here and 3 underneath. Should be another one up in here that's missing. And there should be another one up in here that's also missing. Now that you have all the screws removed, the entire assembly needs to be pulled forward. And it may hang up on this lower trim piece here. Be careful. But also, more importantly, there's a couple of wires here that are somewhat difficult to disconnect. But what I do is I will sort of squeeze. This is what these long needle nose pliers are really good for. I will squeeze this clip that holds the wires in place. You know, come to think of it, my pocket screwdriver would have been better suited for that. I could have just pushed down on the bottom and pushed down on the top. But either way, you don't want to stress these wires. And also, this should have been clipped in here also. But this will give you enough slack in the harness so that you're not putting too much strain on the wires. All right, I've removed the glove box to give you a better view of where the cabin air filter is located on this vehicle. Now, up behind the glove box, up in this area here, you can see the cabin air filter. Now, there should be a plastic cover over the outside of it, but it looks like this filter, well, may have had some strange installation issues. But anyway, I need to move you out of the way so that I can remove this filter for you, but that's where it's located. There it is. One other important fact as you install the filter, the direction of airflow is actually toward the firewall or bulkhead. So when you install this in there, make sure you install it like so. All right, it's a tricky install. Very tricky. You just really have to fish it in there and be patient. I'll admit, this is certainly one of the more difficult installations I've done with cabin air filters on this Nissan, but there it is. Now, there should be a plastic cover going over the outside of this, but as you saw at the beginning of the video, or the beginning of this replacement, it wasn't present at the time, so I can't replace what I didn't have. But you want to reinstall that plastic cover before you're done. Now, it's time to reinstall the glove box. And over here is the plastic trim that I had difficulty getting past during removal, which will probably also be an issue when I install this. I'm going to restore my electrical connections. And also the connection here. And then I'll just move the glove box back up into position and just sort of push it into place. You can drop it down to gain access to the screws. And don't forget about the 3 underneath. And last, we can install this side trim on the dash. It just clips back into place. Just make sure you get it lined up before you start pushing on it. You're all set. Now, the cabin air filter replacement on this 2008 Altima was a little bit challenging as compared to some, but with a little time and patience, you should be able to overcome it. Just work carefully. The information contained in this video will apply to additional models, which I will post a list of in the description, so please check there to see if this applies to your application. I am Eric the Car Guy. You can always connect with me socially on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram. I close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, stay dirty, and keep your cabin air filters clean. I'll see you next time.